This is Mighty House with Ron Cowgill, answering all of your toughest questions about home repair. Get all your answers from the experts. This is Mighty House.
Fritz is from the Greenleaf Inn, and you want to explain what that is?
Well, the Greenleaf Inn actually is a demonstration project. It's going to be the first net zero energy hotel in the entire North America. So we'll be generating more electricity on site than we'll be consuming. And it's also going to demonstrate several different kinds of energy systems. We've got our 50 kW wind turbine up that's been producing for a couple of years, makes enough electricity for about 9 or 10 homes. We're just going to be installing 10 kW, actually 20 kW towards the back of the property, which will be a dual-axis tracking solar electric as well as some ground mount. Then we'll have 3 different solar thermal systems so we can demonstrate, an evacuated tube versus a flat panel versus a parabolic concentrating, solar collector. And of course, geothermal, we'll have a small cogeneration system. So it's really there to demonstrate everything that can be done, in today's world.
Okay.
But you can also just come and stay and enjoy in a 550 square foot suite with a 2-person hot tub, and just enjoy the, the luxurious, comfortable, to be gentle to the planet. You don't have to go back and be camping in the woods.
Oh, that's cool. So are you heating the hot tubs with the thermal systems?
Well, the hot tubs, we actually, we're just in the beginning process. We're actually breaking ground. Next week they're starting to take part because we've got part renovation and then part new construction, adding 16 suites and a welcome conference meeting center.
Okay.
So they're just breaking ground on that. But we've got a 1,250-gallon thermal storage tank that's going to be buried in a couple of weeks' time, and that's insulated to R80.
Wow.
So it really gives us the ability so that, it's being able to shift the load so that when the sun is shining and we're getting thermal energy during the afternoon, that maybe isn't when people are taking showers or going to be taking a hot tub.
Right. Right.
So we're able to store up a large amount, and with the basic cycles of, occupancy rates and things in our general area, let's face it, there's, during the week, there's less people. During the wintertime, there's less people. So there's going to be days, because we're only going to lose 2 or 3 degrees per day, where, we don't have to turn on anything else to be able to heat from an auxiliary standpoint, whether it's for the heating or for the hot water, because you're going to mix that 1,250 gallons along with cold water in order to fill the hot tub.
Right, right. So is that going to be like a heat exchanger then, or are you actually using the water that you're storing in?
No. Yeah, that's non-potable water. So there'll be heat exchangers depending on whether it's going for, a potable water need or for some radiant heat.
Okay, excellent. So originally we were talking in the first hour about this real quick. So this was basically like an off-grid system.
Well, we're connected to the grid just because we're making more. We're going to make more electricity than we consume.
Okay.
So we'll be selling back electricity, and really you don't want to be off-grid unless you're, if you're way out in the kind of the boonies, and the utility company says it's going to be $30,000 to bring electricity to your property.
Right.
That's the time where going off-grid makes sense.
Right.
In our case, it just makes more sense to be with the grid. When we need some electricity, the grid's there, and when we're making more, then we're selling it back to the utility.
Right, and so you're not going to have a large battery bank and all of that mess to deal with because you're connected to the grid.
Yeah, we're connected to the grid, and as a project, everything will be online. In fact, we actively want to be pursuing and getting together with schools and things like that because it's a great teaching tool.
Yes.
Being able to log online and they can see, what's the temperature. They can watch as the cloud goes by. They can see the solar panel production drop down as the cloud goes over and then starts to pick up again. They can use it as in their math classes, their science classes, actually economics, anything.
Right.
Because it's great there. So it's perfect if someone wants to really learn, or they can just come and enjoy and walk the gardens.
But now, if that doesn't make this Greenleaf special enough, is there anything else that you guys are doing?
Well, I mean, other than the beautiful gardens, but we'll have an ongoing seminar series, with people coming in to be able to talk about everything from, converting your car from gas to all electric, to putting up a wind turbine, building a solar garden, having a community-based, application. Our other company is actually in the energy business, so we're developing utility-scale 10 to 23 megawatts projects out in New Jersey right now. So, we want to actively showcase what can be done, and hotels are one of our, bigger customers as well, for doing energy efficiency improvements, and we sell natural gas and electricity nationwide to about 3,500 accounts across the country.
Wow, that's cool. So, and that's probably where you find more savings is in those bigger developments versus a one-house situation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the economies of scale. This is a demonstration so that we want to be able to show the different technologies and how they can compare. But without a doubt, Ron, I mean, if people are looking for doing solar, we want to roll out a whole program on doing community solar, on a common area where people can subscribe to that as compared to trying to put them on their own home. The National Renewable Energy Lab, estimates that only like 27% of homes really are a good fit for putting solar on them.
Right.
But the sheer cost, I mean, the cost that we get when we're doing, 70 acres of solar, are mind-boggling.
Right.
Versus the cost of when you're trying to put it on your home.
Right.
And I think you can achieve some of that coming down, but without a question, the scalability when you get into bigger things. Our wind turbine, which with a few extra things, it was about $400,000. But we got a Focus on Energy grant for $100,000. We got a USDA grant for $84,000. We've got the 30% investment tax credit and accelerated depreciation. So ultimately, it works out okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that while a utility scale turbine is going to be 7 times more money, it's 35 times more productive.
Right. Yeah. That makes a big difference.
Yep. So when you look at, would I put up, right now we just moved out because our home is now the cottage, and that's going to be renovated, and that's going to have 3 suites and the common area for wine and cheese in the evening and breakfast in the morning and stuff. But I frankly miss waking up, pouring my cup of coffee and going over and looking up and seeing the wind turbine spinning. I've had people that have said, they changed the route that they go to work so they can look over, over the horizon to see the wind turbine above the trees. So it's really nice to hear those things, just because, it takes education.
Right. Now, how many rooms are you going to have when this is all completed?
There'll be 19 suites.
Okay.
And then a welcome meeting conference center, so we could have meetings up to about 65 people.
Well, that's pretty cool. So are you building all this to LEED standards, or what? Are you using any guidelines, or do you have any goals for the new construction?
Yeah, we're building it to LEED standards, but we're not. We originally filed for LEED, but when we started assessing all of the costs, it was going to be about $70,000 to $80,000 to go through the entire LEED process. And frankly, we're building to net zero. In fact, more to the living building challenge. We're going to be growing some of our food and herbs and things like that, on the property. We're going to have a beehive over, in the one corner. We're recycling our water, on site. We've got an on-site wastewater treatment and aerobic system, which is very, very aggressive. So it cleans everything. Literally, to the engineer said, he'd be willing to drink out of the other end before it goes into the aquifer. Again, when people take their shower, the water going down the drain actually goes through a heat exchanger and is preheating the cold water coming to the shower, so that it needs less hot water in order to do it. So we're really kind of a living, ongoing operation. We've got an 18,000-gallon rainwater storage tank, and for reuse. And, of course, we've actually integrated our geothermal system. Will be integrated through a heat exchanger into that 18,000-gallon as a heat sink.
Wow. Are you guys going to have, holding tours and stuff? Are you doing tours now, or are you going to wait until you're all completed?
Yeah, we're not. As we're going, everything is online, either at, some of it will be at Greenleaf Inn on YouTube, and then the others will be at greenbuildtv.com, which is a site that'll be, we're going to be videotaping the entire thing on what kind of selections, what kind of materials. it's all going to be there. But we're going to have ongoing tours continuously. In fact, we've already got Rosemont Elementary School, down by you guys. We donated Greenleaf Inn was actually one of the sponsors for donating a 1 kW solar electric system for the school.
Okay.
And it was really exciting to see how they've integrated into their math and science, and the energizing of the children, and frankly the teacher, to be able to talk about and have this as a tool there. And they're all ready and just said, hey, let us know. We'll throw everybody in the bus and, come on up for a tour.
Exactly. It sounds really cool. It sounds like you've got a lot of good stuff going on up there. And so if you go to the website, what's the website again?
The one that will have the most on an ongoing basis on our green product directory is just going to be launched in about a week, is Green Build TV.
Okay.
And, of course, Greenleaf Inn, you're also going to get a number of different, videos. But our plans are to, use this and have it available as a tool for builders, architects, and planners, but then also consumers. What do I use, or what does it cost? Simple little things like, well, you're going to put up a wind turbine. Great. Guess what? You better do soil boring so you can see whether your ground can even support a wind turbine.
Exactly.
All the little things that you maybe haven't thought about, and things that sound like a great idea until you finally get more detail. And we want to give some of the more detail, but at the same time have it be fun. Fun little tips. Inside, in fact, in the renovation part, we've got one wall that is 1 inch of spray foam for sealing in the air, and then a 6-inch backfill on the 6-inch wall, and then, of course, the vapor barrier. And we've got the exact same wall in another room, and that one is just 3.5 inches of spray foam. So with our thermal cameras in the wintertime, we're going to be able to show and test and see which one works better, because the one with the fiberglass actually is a little bit less money, in order to install.
Oh, absolutely. But air sealing is critical,
Yep.
so.
Absolutely. So we want to be able to show, which one works better, which one can perform, and can it perform well enough to your standards so that it can fit within your budget.
Excellent. Okay. Well, again,
I know. I can't wait to get up there.
I know.
I'll be up there. Nice weekend away with the missus, and get to learn some stuff.
It sounds like a great plan. And again, it's Greenleaf Inn, and what'd you say it was? Green? What was it?
Green Build TV.
Green Build TV. And we do have a link up on our Facebook page to that, so you can go there to find out more information. And as this thing goes along, we should probably check in when you get a little closer to having this finished, and let us know when you're having your grand opening, because maybe Rich and I will come up there.
Oh, we will. I mean, the unique products that people are, sending us because they want to see them featured, and we've got phase change material, and you can set the temperature that you want to order it on, so it'll absorb the heat and then give it back in the, later on. We've got countertops for tables and things like that in the eating area that are made out of walnut shells or made out of rice hulls, or, in fact, one is shredded money.
Wow.
So just unique things. In fact, we're going to have little QR codes, in different discrete places around, so that people can look at things and just say, wow, this is an amazing finish. What is it? And they can just scan it, and they'll be able to see, what the product is made of and where it's manufactured and, how they can get it. Because it's all part of education, but at the same time, we just want people to relax and enjoy themselves and get away from the hustle and bustle.
Excellent. And this is right on. Is this right on the lake?
It's not on the lake. We're about 1.5 miles off the lake. We're actually closest to Williams Bay, Wisconsin, which is right on the lake, and we're right on Highway 50. So we're basically 6 miles west of Lake Geneva.
Okay.
But we'll keep on going, and as we're going through construction, we'll keep in touch, because there's going to be just some fun things, and when we uncover neat little things, we'll let you know.
Okay. Cool. Well, I appreciate the time, Fritz.
Guys, thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great morning.
All right.
Thank
you.
Bye. Bye.
This is Mighty House. Mighty House will return.